Hey guys, this is Eskimo Poodle, and we're back at Let's Play Last Stream on the PC. Last time, we beat the ultimate form of the Dark Lord Gabriel, who had higher stats than Kali, the super boss of the overworld. And then we watched the ending credits, but it seems like they're going to be really long, so I cut them. I decided to stop, and we're going to go ahead and continue on here because it seems like they're going to try to visit every character in the game here, so let's get to it. Damn, no one needs to buy my merchandise since those bastards killed the pirate who was bullying the townspeople. You say you're going to explore the southern continent? Can I tag along? Of course, I'd love to have some female company. I don't have to worry anymore since the townspeople were killed. I don't have to worry anymore about the townspeople since the pirate was killed. Tourism has really picked up since the pirate was crushed by those travelers. The new expansion to the inn is nearly finished. We'll be able to house nearly 3 times as many tourists. That's wonderful. This town is really starting to grow without the threat of violence hovering over us like a dark cloud. Indeed, I'll finally have time to start on my project to bridge the river south of the lake. If I charge just 1 gold per passage, I'll be one of the richest men on the continent. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. You get a couple hundred people passing every day. That's a couple hundred G every day. How you guys doing here? We haven't seen you for... Actually, we saw you pretty recently, never mind. It's been a wild ride since Stabbers joined the Hunters Guild. Yeah, I knew there was something special about him when he defeated the Goblin King over more than a year ago. Impressive, I knew he was a good hunter, but I didn't think he was anything special until he defeated the Death Mage approximately 8 months back. That was a great victory, and then his defeat of Dracula and the Deadeye, quite amazing. His defeat of Kali gives him a godlike status. Who would have thought that an evil Vanner would return within our lifetimes and that it would be defeated by a mere mortal? Nothing will surprise me ever again after the adventures of the last year and a half. Stabbers is surely the greatest hunter ever walked these halls. Thank you. Thank you. I do appreciate the praise. Greater even than Ajax? Amazingly, yes. We might be out of business now. Stabbers has made Terra as peaceful as I've ever seen it. Brr, it's getting chilly outside. That fire really warms my bones. Wow, it's snowing hard outside. I never experienced nature like this when I was living in Doria. As the great philosopher Melonicus wrote, there is no greater satisfaction to be had than living successfully on one's own terms. Yeah, that's a decent enough way to put it, I guess. The Fisherman's Hovel on the southern coast of the central continent. Yay, this guy, they gave us free resting every once in a while. Can I get you anything, honey? How about a glass of milk? I can't leave the dock right now. The fishing has been amazing for the last several days. Of course, it'll only be a moment. This might be a record haul. We won't have to fish for several months after this. Don't I know it? And since the Pandorans have been driven back to the northern continent, there isn't a threat that our trade route to Doria will be interrupted. I heard that Atticus and his Spartans were key in pushing back the Pandorans. Not just Atticus, I heard that Stabbers was also responsible for killing General Thanatos. I didn't realize I was in the presence of greatness when he visited so many months ago. Yeah, looks like we really are going to visit everybody that we talked to throughout the game here. Relic Collector. The 2 ancient elven relics have taught me so much about the elven civilization. Thank goodness for Stabbers and his companions. I could die a happy man now. So they're just going to praise us, I guess, for the next however long. Oh, this guy right here for the whatever this place was. So few travelers ever come to test their strength. I had no idea how true the words of the previous keeper were. It is an extremely lonely existence protecting these sealed gates. I should have shared the true existence of the previous keeper with Stabbers when he completed the 9th gate. Terra deserves to know how Aurelius truly died. I wonder how far the line of keepers goes back. Who protected this place prior to Aurelius? I missed so much of human events. Was Stabbers able to finally find adamantium and fulfill my father's wishes? Yes. Yes, I did. Dinner is ready, love. Wonderful, I'm starving. It's wonderful that life is once again so peaceful. Things were a bit tense with the Pandoran conquest and the strange creature that was dwelling in our well. That was the ferry, right? Or something like that. Surprisingly, it seems that fellow Stabbers had a hand in both. We owe him a debt of great things that we'll never be able to repay. Today commemorates the 1-year anniversary of Stabbers defusing the bomb that General Hannibal and his Pandoran troops planted in the depths of Mount Gera. Let's all have a wonderful time today. The party will be held at Mr. Cope's house. If that bomb had exploded, Rubicon would have been wiped off the map and many of us killed. We owe Stabbers a debt of thanks. Let's get this party started. Seconded. The Alchemy Wing of Asgard Castle. Life can finally get back to normal. The Pandorans have been pushed out of Asgard thanks to the efforts of the Spartans, Dorians, and Midgardians. I can finally return to my research. I know I'm on the verge of a major breakthrough. We may be seeing a major boon in technological advancement such as hasn't been seen in over 1,000 years. We could reverse engineer the amazing technology of the airship and reproduce it 1,000-fold. Perhaps one day every person could have one. Or, you could charge everybody to ride them to places and get rich off of that. And then there are reported sightings of a bizarre device that can delve beneath the waves. These are truly exciting times. I think the airship is slightly more exciting than the submarine, but that's just me. Throne room of Asgard Castle. You three individuals epitomize the spirit of Asgard. Your dedication to the crown led to my eventual escape and rescue. Thank you, Your Majesty. Unfortunately, the mysterious warrior Stabbers cannot be here to share in our celebration. Yes, but luckily I had a chance to thank him and his companions when they escorted me safely to Doria. Very good, Your Majesty. Cassius, please come forward and accept the Golden Cross as a sign of the Kingdom of Asgard's deep appreciation for your abiding loyalty. It was our duty as Asgardians. Thank you, Your Majesty. The only reward we need is your safe return to the throne, Your Majesty. It's an honor to meet you, Your Majesty. And Berea. You got a nice scarf, dude. What a light winter it's been. It should be a beautiful summer. I suppose it hasn't been as bad as it could have been. The threat of Pandoran rule has just dissipated. The legend of Stabbers will live forever as a savior of Terra. His name will be remembered among the Atticus, along with Atticus, Dante, and the others who stood against the tyranny of Pandora. We don't have to worry any longer. Peace has returned to the land. Good riddance to Octavius, Hannibal, and Thanatos. High in the mountains of the northern tundra at Daedalus' workshop. Damn, I can't believe that fellow completed my maze. I spent 20 years creating that diabolical labyrinth, and he solved it with the greatest of ease. The greatest of ease? I had to look up how to solve that thing after like an hour of trying. Like 2 hours of trying almost. The winter in these mountains is quite cold. The fire needs to be built up. I suppose it's back to the drawing board. My next effort will be 10 times as difficult. No one will ever solve it, thus confirming my unequaled genius. I'm not even going to try that one then. Vast cavern system underneath Talos Village. Was this the one with the fairy in the well? Yeah, okay. Home sweet home. It's unfortunate that townspeople couldn't have been of more assistance. I still can't thank Stabbers and his companions enough for driving those monsters from my underground home. The dwarf village of Dvergar. I nearly forgot how nice it is to have new faces around here. I get so tired of looking at your ugly mugs all the time. The feeling is mutual. You're right, though. Humans aren't bad company. Before Mandrew and Stabbers, we lived very insulated lives. Mandrew. Perhaps we should visit Talos Village. Many humans live in that village. I don't know. Humans are strange beings. They're often irrational and violent. We shouldn't make this decision hastily. Dwarf Elder, I mean no disrespect, but I must dispute those claims. They may be the views of the Elder majority, but I can find no evidence that humans should not be trusted. I think we should set out for Talos Village immediately and meet the humans to live there. They're gonna start stirring the secrets of adamantium. A pub and unlock. Bartender, let's have another round of drinks to celebrate the downfall of Pandora. Just one more round? I'll have 3. I'll have some mutton and mashed potatoes. Atticus may have finally overshadowed his father. His military genius led to the victory of the Dorian Midgard military alliance. I heard Stavros was also involved in the death of General Thanatos. Good riddance to that madman. Who do you think will take over control of the kingdom of Pandora now that General Thanatos is dead? Bartender, another round. You know the dangerous monsters that popped up a few months ago are starting to disappear. Soon it will be safe enough to travel to Crescent Canyon. I started on my history of the last few years. It'll be the most read tome in centuries. This hot cocoa is delicious. I finally feel safe enough to wander the village. Perhaps I'll venture outside Unlock in the coming weeks. Agoraphobic. I'm not sure what that is, but okay. That's wonderful. Would you like to visit the frozen cave with me? The floors are covered with ice. It's wonderful fun. Yeah, you're gonna go over there and you slip and fall on your ass and break your neck or something. So apparently the Well of Souls does exist. This changes our whole understanding of religion and philosophy. Small igloo. Ah, this place. I've finally done it. I've slain a mythic snow slug. They're so rare that they're only seen for a single week during the entire year and only between the Twin Lakes on this continent. Huh. I don't think we ever found that creature then. There are traders on the black market who will pay handsomely for the snow slug slime. I can finally head back to Asgard and build the theater that my brother and I have always dreamed of building. I look forward to warmer climates. The oasis south of Crescent Canyon. Welcome to my humble item shop. Welcome, welcome. Wow, since the barrier around Crescent Canyon has been broken, it has become an amazing tourist attraction. It all started when that odd fellow Stavros stopped here. I wish I could shake his hand and thank him properly for the boom of business. Oh well, I've just returned to my shop so that I can entertain my guests. I never really feared Pandora, knowing that Midgard is just to the north. Those mighty warriors would never bend to the will of a madman like General Thanatos. Ha! You're a damn fool. Pandoran conquered Asgard without blinking an eye. We would all be under Pandoran rule right now. And we are freedom to warriors like Atticus and Stavros. Atticus commanded our brave soldiers, while Stavros decapitated the Pandoran Empire by disposing of General Thanatos. I don't really believe the rumors, though. The Well of Souls? Please, it's an amazing enough story without adding idiotic embellishments like that. It certainly makes for a compelling story. It's one I'll be telling my children when they get older. On another subject, the monsters are scattered around town, and I think it may be time to revive the laboratory to the south. That ramshackle bunch of bricks? What could you possibly see in that place? It's been deserted for decades. Can't you see the good in anything? Don't be so hasty to rush to judgment. What did you have in mind? To revive it for its original purpose, the creation of the submersible device. Very good. I'm up for an adventure. Okay, back to the lab. Oh, it's the same people, I think. I can't believe I let you fools drag me out here. What the hell are we doing? Shut up, you old fool. Nobody forced you to come. This place is great. It's really not in that bad of shape. The bones are still sturdy. I think it just needs a good cleaning. Don't step on any rusty metals. I don't want to have to treat any of you for tetanus. Well, we know what needs to be done. Let's get to work. Well, they got quite the project ahead of them, that's for sure. Back to Lemuria. Very nice. With the little angel people. Good day. Have you heard the latest news? No, what's happened? It seems that the war between humans has reached a conclusion. The kingdoms of Doria and Midgard banded together and drove back the kingdom of Pandora. Humans are so strange. What possesses them to be so violent towards their fellow kind? Yes, no matter how long we study their kind, we'll never understand them. Nitsarasu. Okay. Well, have a good day. Same to you. And what are you doing? Gonna talk to this chick right here? It seems that humans may have discovered the Well of Souls. You think they're wise enough to handle it? I'm not sure. Some of their kind show incredible wisdom and compassion, while others seem to be filled with pure evil. Only time will tell. I suppose you are correct. We will remain safe in our area and continue to record the history of Terra. Okay, game, do we really need to talk to like every NPC in the game here? Because this is getting a bit ridiculous. Is it time for us to follow the path of the Vanir? I've spoken with the Queen, and she believes that, although our time on Terra is not long, we still have a purpose here. I yearn to know what lies beyond the veil. To walk into the mystery that is the well of souls in the footsteps of the Vanir would be the greatest of adventures. No one knows what lies on the other side. The time will come soon. Okay, giant mole races. I never thought I would see the day when the Grey Mole was beaten. Stavros is the greatest mole rider I've ever seen in my life. I have to agree. It was a tight race, but Stavros improved upon what seemed like the perfection that was the Grey Mole's racing technique. And I did it all with a rental Moa. You think there will be a rematch? No, there will not. I've heard odd rumors that Stavros was involved in the war against Pandora. It must be some type of mix-up, though. Maybe it's just someone with the same name. Anyway, I haven't seen him for quite a while now. I wonder what happened if you won the Master Moa race like as early as you could. It's possible it's like the casino and you don't have access to it until a certain point of the game. But if you could beat it early and you got like the adamantium hammer earlier, well, no, maybe you could get it. You just wouldn't be able to make the recipes because you still wouldn't have any of the monster remains like the Kali Servant's Hearts and stuff like that you needed to get in like the Well of Souls or Mines of the Virga or even the Hedge Maze. Ah, Tiamat, it's glorious to have you home. These past centuries have been so very lonely. Okay, when I came here last time, I did not see her there next to that mushroom on the top left. She blends in, like, very well if you're not looking for her. Like, she's much smaller than I would have thought she would have been. I thought she would have been a little bigger or something, but yeah, she's tiny, and she's almost the same color as the path that she's on, so, yeah. Thank you, Bahamut. We must thank Stavros and his companions for freeing me from the landslide and the mines of the Virgar. Yes, I searched so far and wide, but I never would have found you so deep under Terra's surface, especially in such a dangerous place. I feel that my soul has been revived. I can never repay Stavros for freeing you. We must go visit the dwarves soon, but we'll be careful to not get caught in any landslides. Cecil's Arena. Or Cecil, however you want to pronounce it. My father Marcus knew the great Ajax well, and I hope he will not hold it against me when I say that I believe Stavros is the greatest gladiator to ever live. Indeed, I'm still in shock from the Tier 5A match. The sneeze of one of those monsters would knock out your average gladiator. And each monster requires an entire troop of arena guards to capture. We'll remember that battle for the rest of our days. Stavros has completely depleted our stock of monsters. I'll have to call on Sid as soon as possible so they can plan our next hunting mission. Lucky's Casino. I hate losing money, but I love a true gambler. I haven't seen Stavros in quite a while. There's a man after my own heart. Why can't more people just risk it all? They're slowly draining their savings. They'll never know the adrenaline rush of risking it all. Yeah, you'd like if everybody just emptied their wallets in your casino. Small cave, Drocker. They're clinking metal on metal. There isn't a sweeter sound in all of Terra. Thor's hammer is far superior to my old hammer. Each piece of adamantium equipment will be a true masterpiece. I wish I could repay Stavros in some way. I think I hear another customer coming. Things sure have picked up since I was given Thor's hammer and my work was shown to generals around the world. Well, the adamantium gear is pretty freaking awesome, so it's enough of a reward for myself. Brocker, sir, I'm here to pick up a set of adamantium breastplates. Very good. One moment, please. Here they are. Thank you. Your payment has been left at the cave entrance. I'll take my leave. You could have brought it in here, but okay. Damn, it feels good to work up a hard sweat from the pounding of metal and the crafting of exquisite equipment. Small tower near a massive hedge maze. Ever since Stavros entered the center of the hedge maze, the wards created by the ancient Vanir have dropped. People have been flocking to explore the hedge maze. I didn't realize how lonely I was all those years. It's been wonderful to have so much company with the constant stream of tourists. More visitors. Welcome, visitors. Please let me show you to the hedge maze. The hedge maze is towards the stairs there, dude. Tycho's laboratory. The submersible was truly a turning point in my inventing career. Although I didn't invent the device, creating the machine from the schematics has filled my mind with wonderful and exotic ideas. Stavros found the submersible schematics as a needle in a haystack. I'll never be able to repay him for changing my life. I feel like a new man and I can't believe my good fortune. Even the King of Doria has seen my new inventions and has commissioned the creation of a faster-than-Moa landcraft. To think, only a year or two ago, my inventions were only good for burning my eyebrows off, and now even kings want them. What an amazing transformation. Listen to me talk to myself. I'd best get back to work on this new land roving machine. What an exciting project. So you're going to make a car, or a tank. And that's pretty cool. Master Fisherman's? Another day fishing peacefully on this lovely island. None of the terrible realities of the world can reach me here when I'm fishing. You know, unless you try to fish up a Leviathan and it eats you. I taught Stavros everything I knew, and they made it truly worthwhile. He's now the master, and I the pupil. Leviathans do exist. Heck, I got caught by one. Or I got eaten by one, almost. I can live out the rest of my days in peace and silence on my humble island. Perhaps another people will come along, and I can teach them the truths of fishing. Atlantis. Who would have thought that it would eventually be a human to move the boulder that sealed our city from the outside world? Yes, the handsome Stavros and his companions are truly our saviors. I think I speak for all of us when I say that we were getting a bit stir-crazy. Well, look who it is. Oh, I was about to say, who is it? Hello, ladies. Oh, you've come back. We're so happy to see you again. You two, go get our guests some refreshments. Yes, ma'am. I can see why this guy is coming to the village here. A bunch of hot mermaid chicks. What's up? Puzzle Master. I never actually checked back on it. Our puzzles, since we only had like 3 left. It has been a pleasure to hear of so many of the Vanir puzzles left all over Terra. I am content with the number of stories that Stavros brought me. Yeah, we get an Amaranthine ring for getting all 50 puzzles, but we also have more than enough Amaranthine rings, so I'm fine. By the gods, sometimes I am glad that I locked you away on the island for so long. You could irritate me like no other person. Be careful, or I'll have Stavros drop you back on that deserted rock. And that's because I don't like your boot heels. You can't stand to be told when you're actually wrong, because no one else will stand up to you, so you'd never hear it. You think you're infallible. Let's drop it. The ceremony is about to begin. Very well, but don't think this conversation is over. Introducing Atticus and the Spartans. At your service, Your Majesty. Atticus, please step forward. On the behalf of the Kingdom of Doria, please accept the highest honor that I can bestow, the Golden Cross of Doria. Thank you, Your Highness. The Kingdom of Doria will forever be in the debt of the Spartans. Do not hesitate to call on me if you are ever in trouble. I wish you and your companions well on your journey back to Riverdale. Didn't they give a Golden Cross over in the other Midgard or Asgard or whatever it was? Those men genuinely deserve all the honors heaped upon them. I agree. You know, I never really believed that the Ultimate Crystal Shards existed until I sent Stavros on his quest around the world. So you tried to send us on a wild goose chase? I told you I saw Helios scattering them in my visions. You still don't believe, do you? I'm coming around. So many of your predictions have come true, I suppose I'll have to accept that they're all true. I regret that Helios had to die for this catastrophe to reach a conclusion. He was a wise and generous elf, the last of his true bloodline. His death was so unnecessary, but I know that Stavros was simply doing what he thought was right. If I could have counseled him and stopped them. Home, sweet home. It's wonderful to be home. Back in his little house. He's got very bare bones living here. It's so quiet. I've longed for peace since the war started. It'll be great to rest and relax after everything I've seen. Sadly, my father's death still weighs in my mind. Will I ever find his murderer? Perhaps he's already dead. General Thanatos is dead by Stavros' hand. Good riddance to that bad man. I'll never understand how a nation such as Pandora could have fallen under his control. It appears that my old friend Dante was telling the truth all along. If only I could go back in time, which is apparently possible according to what Dante claims, I would have listened to his ravings. We could have avoided so much death. I'll have to live with my choices. I did my best. Can we hurry up with this? This is taking forever. Your Majesty, the coronation of the new Pandoran king has been scheduled for 1 week from now. We should begin arraying the armada to sail. Wonderful news. We must make haste. 1 week isn't much time to sail to Asgard and then make the trek northwest through the Pandoran Gap of the Naiad Mountains of Pandora. Prepare the fleet. Yes, Your Majesty. This should be a particularly grand celebration. In the throne room of Pandora Castle. There hasn't been such a gathering of world leaders in over a century. Indeed, I hope that this coronation will lead to a new age of peace and alliance between the nations of Asgard and Pandora. Too long did General Thanatos sow the seeds of distrust between our two great nations. Your father was a great man. It grieved me greatly when I heard of his untimely passing. Thank you. Never a day goes by that I don't reflect on my father's death. I may never be able to find his killer. Perhaps he's already dead. I need a drink. Introducing the new King of Pandora. Dante, the former spy master of Pandora. Thank you all for coming. It is with a heavy heart that I accept the role of King of Pandora. Gabriel was not an evil man. He was twisted by an evil taint from so many passages through the Well of Souls portal. We must keep this information a secret so that an atrocity such as this never happens again. I will do my best to carry on the legacy of the great King Laomedon II, who was murdered by Gabriel. I hope that the people of Pandora can recover from the sweeping propaganda storm. We owe much to Stavros. He was thrust into a most unusual situation, and was truly courageous in his quest to return to his home. I have a feeling that he has returned home. Let us all wish that he lives out the rest of his days in peace. Yay, back on Earth. Daddy, you're back already? Huh? You said you were going to collect firewood, but you've only been gone a few minutes. Where's the wood? A few minutes? A few minutes? That is very strange. Boy, do I have quite a story to tell you two. Okay, so apparently he was gone for... It's kind of like Narnia. You're over in Narnia for years and years, and you're back in like a second. Slightly longer here, but okay. Anyways, we have finally finished Last Dream. A game that I bought in a Humble Bundle or something like that for like $5 or something like that. And it came with some other RPGs and stuff. And I'd say it's definitely worth the $5 or whatever. Or however much it goes for on Steam. Probably like $10 or so. Let me see here. Let me see if I can't see how much this goes for on Steam. Whatever it is, it's probably a worthwhile price, since it's a pretty long game. And it did a lot of stuff pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, $10, and then... Yeah, $10, and if you want to buy the sequel with it, is bundled together for... let's see, I'm not sure actually. Well, it's not saying the price, but either way, I'd say $10 is an acceptable price for the game. It was long, it was challenging enough, especially on the difficulty that we chose, and I liked it. It wasn't perfect. There was some things that weren't great, but at the same time, it worked out pretty good. We'll do like a... Okay, let's get to the review real fast. Graphics, well, it's made with RPG Maker, so let's just say 5 out of 10. But they did a pretty good job on what they had, and a lot of the monster designs were really nice. Like, a lot of the spells look pretty nice, a lot of the monsters look really nice, a lot of the areas look pretty nice, but at the same time, it's roughly like PlayStation 1 or so levels of graphics, so they're not terribly great, but for what they were working with, they're pretty damn nice, and everything looked good. For story, I'd say that's also like a 5 out of 10, simply for the fact that it was a bit convoluted in places, and they made you go to about 1 billion places to get to certain stuff. I mean, I like the general concept. The guy is just dragged into another world and he's trying to find his way home, that's good enough. But a lot of the other stuff with the many twists and turns were just a bit too much. But it wasn't bad, it was just average. So that was good enough right there. For the gameplay, I'd say the gameplay was about a 7 or 8 out of 10. With the battle mechanics, they were nice. They had classic RPG action with the ability to raise your characters however you wanted to. If you wanted to make a white mage and pump all your points into attack, you could, and it would probably work out at some point if you found a staff with a lot of attack power to go with it. You wanted to level up your black mage to focus only on magical attacks and not worry about the status ailment stuff. That's fine. You could completely ignore buying all that stuff right there. And the way you could just choose every one of your stat level ups was really nice, because you could tailor your character however you wanted to. You wanted to make a glass cannon character that was pure speed and offense and didn't have a point of defense, go for it. And it might bite you in the ass later, but as it is your choice to do it. So I really liked that. I really liked how they did that. A lot of the battles became a bit repetitive with some of the later fights, but that's just mainly because you got the strongest skills, so you're just spamming your strongest skills there, especially with something like the Dark Lord Super Boss, that you just had to go through so much HP, so you just tossed out your strongest stuff there. But at the same time, it was still a challenge. Even at the high level that we were, we still had to buff up, we still had to make sure to keep everyone alive, we still had to worry about all that stuff. I mean, a lot of the equipment that we had made sure that we weren't going to die anytime from like status ailments or whatever they were trying to cause, but we still had to worry about everything else. So I really liked the gameplay. The only parts I didn't like were some of the puzzles were a bit of a pain in the ass. Like, it felt like they wanted to get like one puzzle of every type that they knew of in the game, and some of those puzzles were incredibly long for no real good reason. And a lot of the times the rewards that you got for a puzzle would be like a medium magic potion or something, which just did not work out terribly well after all the work you went through to get them. So the puzzles started out pretty good, but they just kind of overstayed their welcome. Same thing with that final MOA race. Like, the matching up the button sequence was just a bit too long. If they had cut it down a little bit, it would have been fine, but as it was, the amount that you had to do to get that was just a little too much. Yeah, other than that, the gameplay was pretty acceptable. I mean, pretty good. I mean, they had good skills for the classes that I played, at least. I liked the spell animations. I like being able to build my characters. I like being able to grind as I needed to. You could change the difficulty in order to make the grinding easier. That was really nice. So yeah, that worked out pretty good. For music, they just put a ton of music, whatever they could find, it seems like, everywhere. And, well, I had the volume down for the most part, but what little bit I heard, it was pretty good. A lot of the boss music was pretty good. A lot of the town music was pretty decent. So the music is about 6 out of 10, so it's pretty good. It wasn't nothing spectacular, but it was good enough. I mean, every single one of my videos got a content ID from the songs, because they just use as much free source, or whatever you want to call it, music from various artists or whatever, as they could, and, well, it worked out pretty good. So overall, I'd say Last Dream is probably a solid 7 out of 10. Just some of the stuff overstayed its welcome, but other than that, it was pretty damn good RPG. I liked it. It was long. I got like 110 hours out of it. Actually, yeah, it was about 110, because a lot of that was fast forward for like fishing and leveling and stuff like that. So I really liked it. I might play it again in my off time, but probably not anytime soon. If anything, I'm worried about headed over to the sequel, which does have a option to import your save file from the first game, from what I'm seeing here. And from what I'm seeing, you can either import your characters and your items, or you can import either or something like that. I think you can either import your character or your items, or just your items or something like that. So eventually we're going to do that, and let me know what you guys think, if I should import my import my characters over. I probably would, at the very least, import my items over, simply for the fact that it would start me off with a nice chunk of healing items and stuff to get started in the game. And I think that game, depending on what difficulty you choose, you start anywhere from level like 60 to like level 100 or something like that, because the enemies are just stronger out the bat. Like if you start off on a legendary, you start out with like level 100 characters or whatever. So it'd be nice to have some of my fish and stuff like that just available off the start. So let me know if when we do that game, if you want me to make new characters or keep the ones we have. I don't think they added any new classes from what I saw. It's the same classes and stuff. You just start with the class upgrade as far as I can tell. But they did add new skills to classes. And they also added a system of well, from what I saw, they added a couple other systems. Like they added a warm up and cooldown period. Like some of your skills, you have to wait a few turns from the start of battle to actually use them, and then some of the skills, including the warm up ones, you had to wait like a turn or two in between casting them again. So like you might not be able to cast Annihilation every single turn in a row or something like that. I'm not sure of the exact mechanics, but it's something like that. And then they also did something with crit that I saw, where after 100 points of crit, then the more crit you put in there, the higher the crit damage. So that's actually pretty nice. It would have been nice if they had done that here for this game, but well, we'll get to that when we get over there. So yeah, let me know if you guys want me to keep the same party or not. And yeah, eventually we'll do it. It's not going to be anytime immediately. I might wait an LP or two to do it, but yeah, I definitely want to play it. I definitely enjoyed this game. And let me know what you guys thought. $875 backers? Damn. 2 people, apparently. That's a lot of money to back a Kickstarter game here, but, well, the game worked out pretty good, so, yay. The end. I think you have an option for like a new game plus or something. Congratulations, your final game time immediately after defeating the Dark Lord was 137 hours, 49 minutes, 22 seconds. Yay. Your final number of steps immediately after defeating the Dark Lord was 540,377 steps. Oh, I thought it was more than that, but okay. And we are gonna save right here. And I think if you try to, yeah, you got, let's see, New Game Plus is, well, what's it going to say here? Okay, yeah, so you can go ahead and, I think New Game Plus just starts you off with, like, the items and stuff. Let me see here. Let's see. No, we're fine right there. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just trying to get through this stuff real fast to see what the New Game Plus is. I think New Game Plus, you just give the items. Reborn, pretty sure Reborn means you keep up with the same characters and stuff you had. Let's see. We got nothing, actually. Huh. What does New Game Plus do, then? Let me check real fast. Hang on. Okay, it's saying that in a New Game Plus, you just keep all your achievements and your collection data and stuff like that. And then, let's see. I think it said as Reborn, you keep your equipment. So you just probably be, like, really overpowered when you restart. Okay, so it looks like you don't keep the same classes, but you do keep the equipment and stuff. I wonder if you keep your anything else besides just that stuff. Okay, just keep up on this stuff real fast, blah blah blah. I'm just trying to get out here real fast. Okay, so yeah, you still start at the same level. Okay, looks like you keep all your items and stuff. That's awesome. So that's really nice right there. And then the fish, the weapons, all the shields and stuff. Do you keep like stuff like the Callie's ring and stuff like that? Because that would be awesome. You do. You keep the Callie's ring and stuff like that. So I guess if you wanted to, you could re-go through the game and get more Callie's rings. That'd be forever, or take forever to do. So yeah, you have all this stuff. By the way, I never did actually check if we got the recipes for the... Yeah, you only get a recipe for a medium magic potion. Huh. Unless I missed it somewhere. Yeah, it's kind of screwy, but oh well. So yeah, you keep a whole bunch of good stuff right there. Anyways, we are finally finished with last stream. Let me know what you guys think about the party members in the last stream sequel, and I'll eventually see you guys there. So guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good night.